Alright, hi, this is Josh from Shamma Sandals, and today I want to tell you a little bit about our Elite lacing system. The Elite lacing system is what we use on the Chargers and the Warriors and Warriors Maximus and Mountain Goats, and we've used them on a bunch of different specials and all that. It's really like our most developed lacing system. It's what we've put all the time into over the years, and it's kind of like the culmination of all of our efforts to develop a really good minimalist sandal. And I think, at least from my perspective, a lot of the time when you just look at the sandal, like the goal, since we are making minimalist sandals, is to have something that you don't really notice. I mean, we're kind of mimicking what the the ancient people would use and would tie up in a very simple way. Have been doing that for thousands of years, and we're doing that. We want to kind of have that that brevity, that simplicity to the design, except with a lot of features involved. And so when you look at it, when it's on somebody's foot, it just looks like a strap running around, but there's a ton of details. And it's all those details added up that really make it a great product, in my opinion, and why so many people love it, and why they get such great use out of it. So let me kind of walk you through it. I think the first thing is to note, maybe this might be the simplest thing, just like people have been doing for thousands of years. There's 3 holes. So you can see it on the bottom. We got 3 holes. We got hole here, hole here, hole there, right? And this is for our 2 posts. We call this the outsole post on the outside of the sandal, and there's the insole post. And basically what our lacing system mimics, you can see it. I've actually got a 4th generation lacing system here. This is our super brown, and the strap goes through the sole and wraps around. If this was our classic sandal, here's a classic right here, you see that the strap goes through the sole, wraps around the heel, wraps around again, and then back, and gets kind of tied up here or adjusted in this buckle. Well, that's basically what has been going on for thousands of years, a strap that works around the foot and through the sole. And so we've taken that with our Elite lacing system, and the first and foremost thing was to get it up out of the dirt. Right? This works really well. It's actually really durable, but we kind of wanted to take it to the next level, and that's what we did with the Elite lacing system. So as far as like the different components, I think of it as basically like 3 different sections. You have this toe plug strap. It's connected here all the way to the outsole. And so again, this used to, in the previous generations, would wrap around the outsole. Now it goes through this outsole post. So let me take this apart so you can see it. So this is probably the first zone, is what I would think of. And just so you can see it and how it functions. Alright, so that comes out of the outsole post. Then you've got this strap right here. This is the outsole post, and it is just going to wrap around the heel, and it anchors off of the insole post in this little loop there. Alright, so you got the outsole post. There's 2 zones, and then the third one is the insole post. And there you go. So 3 independent zones that could be controlled pretty easily. And basically what these do is, by having 3 independent zones, you avoid what you have with all of the traditional tying methods. And even though there's no knot here, this is essentially the same thing as what's been going on for thousands of years. We use this buckle instead of a knot, but it's very simple. And in this case, so now if you remove those 3 attachment, or those 3 points where it's wrapping here, that you lose those as points to anchor the strap, and so you have to create new anchors. And so what we did, and through different trial and error and just kind of setting a challenge before ourselves, this is basically what we've come up with. Alright, so we have 3 zones, and so the first zone is this toe plug zone, and I'm going to pull it apart so you can see what it does. So it's gonna pull through here and back this way, and then again this direction. We're going to pull this off so it goes through the outsole post there. Alright, and then we've got, oops, I'm going the wrong way. Let's just do this one first. Alright, then this is the outsole post. It's on the outside of the sandal, and it goes around the heel and then through this little loop on the insole post. So there's that one. And then finally we have the insole post. Alright, so that's going to come off like that. There we go. So 3 zones. We got toe plug strap, heel strap, insole strap. Okay, I want to go through this toe plug strap section with you really quick, and there's actually a lot that's going on here. So each toe plug strap, it's like broken up into a few parts. First off, there's a 1/2 inch tubular nylon webbing that is it's a molded plug. So we have these molded plugs, and then we attach it to this 5/8 flat webbing. So this is tubular, this is flat, and this thing has to be flat because it's got to do a lot of different things in a small amount of space, and it's got a couple places it's got to go. All right, so each toe plug strap is going to have a buckle on it and a keeper, and I'll show you what they do, but I want to first take this off so you can see. So there's a couple things that we need to do that the buckle actually needs to do, and this little buckle right here is smaller than our 4th generation buckle, and this buckle is our Shamma buckle. We've been using this since our first no sweat lacing system or something like it. In any case, you can see how much smaller it is, but it actually, watch this, this one has 3 chambers here, and it's the same width with 3 chambers, so it's pulling double duty. And what it does is, the way that this buckle here works, and we did this for a long time, this is a tension lock. And so all it does, and this is built for like a wider piece of webbing that's thicker. What it does is when you put tension on it like that, the buckle doesn't move anymore. It can't move because of that tension on both sides. Alright, well, we're doing the same thing here, and we need to do that because the buckle, when we put this in the tension lock section, so this is the tension lock, we're going to put it through. If you just were to use the buckle like this, it can't move. There's no movement. That's what a tension lock does. But we have to do a whole extra step, because in the old lacing systems, this strap was winding into the outsole post and then around, and then we could sort of gather and adjust the length of the strap in the heel strap. But since we're not doing that anymore, we need to do all that work right here in this very small area. And then beyond that, because people's feet are so different and there's so many different modes of a walk, so you're walking and you're jogging and you're sprinting, and everyone's foot is different, we need to make sure that this is all adjustable anywhere, infinite adjustment on that line there to get just the right fit. So what we did, we came up with, is adding this section here is a ladder lock. If you look underneath the buckle, I don't know if we can get in there really good. See that? Sweet. All right. So this is a ladder lock section, and that's like kind of what our original buckle is, this is just off of a backpack, and that's what we were using for the classic buckle. And so it functions like a ladder lock, and so that way we can, what we've done then, let me show you. I'm going to put this thing back together. And so we're gonna have that keeper there. That's just gonna help us manage the extra strap in a second. So the first thing we're gonna do is, oops, making a mess. So I'm gonna pull this strap through the outsole post, like so. Okay, and so this little slit in the outsole post functions as an anchor point, which is really nice and convenient. And so then we're going to bring this extra strap back through. So remember, we have to do two things. We have to deal with the location of the buckle, and that is pretty much dealt with by the strap. I'm sorry, the location of the buckle is done by the tension lock, and then we need the ladder lock chamber to deal with the strap length, so the strap length doesn't change between those 2 points. Anyways, I think it's really cool because there's a ton of function in a very small area, and so now the strap can't go anywhere. It's stuck, and then yet you can still control those adjustments. And to do all of that with a really tiny buckle in a really small space, I think is a big deal, and one of the reasons why this lacing system is so great. It might perform so well. So that means now you can just put this buckle wherever you want on that strap there, and you can come up with something that's really comfortable for you, and it gives you infinite options, which you need to have. Okay, so the next section I want to look at is the outsole post. And so all of these little parts, to me, like when I look at them, these are a lot of like problems and hurdles that we've had to overcome in designing it and testing it. And it comes, I think it looks really nice, and it just looks like some strap, and to everyone else it's just a strap, but to me it's like a lot of hard work and effort and struggle to get it to exactly where we wanted it. And so the story on this one is a few fold. So the first, let me just start with where it is right now, and then we could look at like where it came from. But the cool thing about it right now is the strap itself is really soft. Okay, that's because we use this material called Ultra Suede. It's from this company called Toray, and it's made in Japan. They've been making, I think it's like Toray and Alcantara are like the two big companies that make this stuff, and it's like super nice. You'll find it in the automotive industry and stuff like that. I know there's knockoffs out there and stuff, but we try and buy the best, and they make the best, Toray and Alcantara. So really high quality material. It's very soft on the skin. We even brand it, and it'll take a little brand, and so we put Shamma on there, and so we try and put some branding here and there, but also we don't want it to be overstated. I hate wearing stuff personally that's just tons and tons of branding, and then you're just a walking billboard for somebody else. Nah, not cool. I'd rather just wear a white shirt. So maybe something that's little and classy. So that's kind of the point there. But so you have this strap, and if you notice what this strap is, let's look at the I want to look at the this 4th generation one, and that's the super lacing system. The strap, again, it goes through the outsole post. This is like the toe plug strap. It goes through the outsole post and wraps around. And what we do is we control the length of the strap, the adjustment, really simply with hook and loop. We're using American Velcro. So it's made in the USA. It's super high quality. It's military spec Velcro. It's good stuff. But if you'll notice, if you were to look at the profile of these two straps, this one and this one, they should be about the same. Like if it was just a strap, that's what we're shooting for here. This is a 3/4 inch wide post, and the webbing we used, or I'm sorry, the strap we used, this was 11/16, and this section is 3/4 of an inch. So basically we want the same profile as if we just had a long strap running around the foot. That was the first goal. So I wanted to give you a little bit of historical context for the outsole post that we have here. And the big challenge with I think with the Elite lacing system versus like the 4th gen and prior, again, when we stopped using this the holes in the sole as an anchor point, it like really changed the design quite a bit, but there was a lot of benefits to it. In any case, where we started out with was, in order to accomplish it, I did some really early on tests where we've been taking nylon webbing, like this 1/2 inch tubular nylon webbing, and we've been turning it into toe plugs for years now. And my father-in-law, he just takes the nylon webbing and he pulls it through a mold and he heats it with a heat gun and squishes it down. Really simple. And he makes thousands, he's made tens of thousands of these things over the years. I mean, he's got to be close to like hundreds of thousands of them. Anyways, it's a lot. But, you know, he just sits out there and bangs away, makes a couple hundred every day and does his thing. But what we decided was, well, we knew what we wanted, which was we could do some kind of plug that was like a polyurethane based plug when I was first working on this design. But in the meantime, until we had that part developed, which is this, which I'm going to show you, we would just build a new mold and use the 1/2 inch webbing like we had been doing for a long time, and then except have an oval mold like this, or it's actually a rectangle with rounded corners. And then we would take that, and if you look inside here, I don't know, can you see inside? We take that webbing and we sew it to, we call this like a hat. We were calling this a scrim, and this is like nylon with like a urethane backing or some kind of backing. It's hard to see it there. This lightweight little material, and we would just take that and sew it all together. Now, when I first did it, we did not have the anchor point. We did not have a slit in the outsole post. We had, here's one. This is a very early one. We had paracord, and I really liked the idea of the toe plug strap going through the paracord, and then as the anchor point. So then when the strap would go through, it would kind of have this almost seamless connection where you'd have one rounded point and the edge rounded, and it was really going to be super seamless. Well, tacking this paracord on was a complete nightmare. It would take forever, and trying to get it right was just nightmarish. So we gave up on that, and I'm actually really glad we did, because we found that we could just take a chisel, a 5/8 inch chisel, and cut a line in the outsole post. We just hit it, and then we could feed the strap through. And we did that probably from 2018 to, or 2000, I think end of 2018. I'm trying to remember exactly when. Whenever we introduced the Elite lacing system, up until about December of 2020, we were doing that, and it worked great. But it's just a lot more work on our end. So what we ended up doing, and what took like basically 2 years of development, was this right here. And this is our current piece that replaces the old layered and built up with a nylon hand molded plug. This is a TPU. This is thermal plastic urethane. So what it does, it's really neat. We're able to get this part molded it's really abrasion resistant. I've worn these on the bottom of Warriors, and so I tested 3 iterations of these, 3 different materials, and it was, I probably put about 12 to 1500 miles on 3 different pairs, and the first 2 we tried didn't have the abrasion resistance, and finally we got to the TPU, and I ran over 500 miles in a pair of Warriors with these plugs, and they held together. So I was like, yeah, they got it, they work. But the cool thing is, so it's got the high abrasion resistance. These are super strong. You cannot break them. They'll just like, you'll let go of it before you break it. And now we have the slit built in. And the other thing is, it's a 70 durometer TPU, so it's very flexible. So flexes around the foot, works with the foot, it's abrasion resistance, it checks a lot of boxes. And poor Grandpa Mike, my father-in-law, who's been making these, he was making, that's 4 of these per pair of sandals. It's a lot of little parts. Anyways, so he wasn't going to be able to keep up any longer. We were like outstripping him in terms of what he was able to produce, and we're in a much better place now. So then we take that on the Elite lacing system, and we sew the ultra suede onto it, and then we sew the hook and the loop onto it and the ultra suede strap. And then let me go back to this thing really quick. We have a visitor back there. Let's see, let's show you this. I want you to see it, because the final product is something I'm really proud of. I'm going to pull this out, just take it all the way out. Could take it out with my hands, but I'll be a wimp and use. So the final product, and why I think this is so cool, is you have something that's flexible and sturdy and abrasion resistant, and then you have this ultra suede that we've sewn on there, so it becomes really comfortable. We take the time. Those are all stitches, you know, we've all done, and it's a lot of work. And then we sew on the ultra suede, and you have just like almost a seamless, perfect strap going around your foot. It's very comfortable and just great for whatever activity you want. And then the hook and the loop is super adjustable. The deal is, it just takes more work. The way we do this, with each part is like, again, it's a handmade, really nice product. So there's no shortcuts on it, basically. Anyway, so I'm going to put this one back in. That's the outsole strap, and those are some of its details. Okay, so the last zone of the sandal that I want to show you is the insole post. And the insole post was kind of the easiest part of the Elite lacing system, because basically we already had this. We already knew what we wanted. The tricky part was anchoring it into the sole. And so whatever we came up with, once we kind of came up with this plug styling, that was easy. And we already knew the shape. In fact, if you look at this is kind of the interesting thing. If you look at the insole post and the outsole post, here I have a TPU one without any suede on it. They're actually going to be the same profile. Okay, this just has a little more on it. So the way we came up with the outsole post was just to take the insole post and then slice that section on. And we've had this since I guess I want to say, like, it was like our 3rd lacing system or whatever. It's kind of bleeding through our 3rd major revision. So we've had this for quite a while, and we like the shape and the angle, and it's been working great. So we just wanted to replicate it, because we're doing the same thing on the insole and the outsole. We just want that heel strap to be up in the proper location. But really quickly, with both the insole post and the outsole post, the way the straps work on everything on all these sandals, probably all the way back for thousands of years, is the strap itself is going to wrap around the sole, and then it's going to kind of hug your foot. So your foot, you know, the post needs to be able to, and this is why the TPU is so cool. It needs to flex around your foot. You know, it's not going to come to the outside. It's got to, you've got the rounded bottom part of your foot, and it's got to wrap around it comfortably. So the cool thing is with the TPU, it's allowed us to continue to do what we've been doing in previous generations, because the leather is going to flex, it's going to bend, and over time this TPU is going to kind of settle in better and better, and it's going to kind of shape to your foot as you train it, so to speak. So I love the TPU. It's been awesome. It lets us continue doing what we've been doing. Okay, so one last thing I wanted to share is that when you see the sandals, and sometimes I think for a lot of people the biggest question is, well, isn't that strap going to irritate my skin, or isn't the buckle, you've got this piece of plastic sitting on the top of your foot, and isn't that going to somehow, you know, irritate the top of my foot? And the answer is no, it won't, because the buckle actually never touches your foot. So the way that happens, that's accomplished, let me show you here. So the insole strap, its job is to control the direction of the buckle left to right, and then the toe plug strap and the ladder lock, like we showed earlier, controls the buckle front to back. And then if you look underneath, plastic never touches your foot. Okay, and then actually by the time we wad this thing through a couple of times, I'll show you here. I'm going to push this through here and pull it back through here again, if I can. Alright, once it goes through all the chambers and stuff. So you have probably, like, you know, this is probably almost 1/8 of an inch above your foot, and this is like a, you know, 1/16 of an inch, and then you've got ultra suede here. So that's what's touching your foot. And then we even took this step, if you look at the buckles, we did this with the Shamma buckle, and we do this with the Elite buckles too, but we beveled the ends in case sometimes, you know, if you were in a certain situation, maybe the buckle rolls in a little bit on accident, and we beveled the ends. I don't know if you could see that, so that even if it dips, it's not likely to hit your foot. So we're totally concerned about that, and they work great. They don't really hit the top of your foot. It's a very comfortable experience with full control. Anyway, so that's the Elite lacing system. You can also add power straps to it, which I like. You can add Achilles armor as well. Here's an example of Achilles armor right here, and it'll work on any of our sandals. It's just a strap to kind of widen out the heel strap. And then we also, like I said, a power strap. It's going to go over. Let me get a power strap. Oh, here's a power strap, and what this does is it basically, whose dog snuck in here? So the power strap, it's going to go this loop here. It's going to loop over the insole post, like so, and then it's hook and loop again. You got some hook and loop there, and it's going to wrap around the outsole post strap like that, and that way when it's all said and done, it's going to pull from the front of your ankle into the heel strap, and it's going to add an extra layer of security. So what this really does, what it kind of mimics, is what a lot of the ancient tie methods were, where the strap winds around your foot, but then it ends up being tied around the narrowest point between the ankle and the leg, and that's how they would do it, and it works really well actually. That's a great way to do it. It's just not that convenient, and it's hard to make adjustments and all that kind of stuff. And then it looks the way it looks, right? It looks ancient, and a lot of people want it to look a little more modern. And so the cool thing about our design is that you can go with the same level of security that they had on that ancient tie up around the ankle method when you add the power strap, or you can take the power strap off and it comes off really easily. There you go, all done. And I put this back on. The cool thing is when the strap, the lacing system is set up like this, you can just slip your foot in and out super fast. And then you mostly just make a quick adjustment with the heel strap, and that's all you need. The front of the strap, the lacing system is a lot of work and function to get it just right, but then most of the time you just kind of leave it alone and just mess with the heel strap. So that's the Elite lacing system. I hope it makes a little bit more sense now and why it is the way it is, and all of the function that it has in it. I think that function is just really important to giving you the best experience possible when you're running or walking or hiking. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you understand our Elite lacing system a little better and why we've designed it the way we have and how it will work with your foot. And I hope you eventually try these sandals out and this lacing system and hit the trails and enjoy them. So with that, see you next time. Happy trails. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more weekly content. And make sure to click the bell so that you'll be notified every time we post something new.